Hello friends, Priestess of Wonderland here. I've got a new moon in Pisces pick a card reading for you. And today we are focusing all on Amethyst, the purple flame or the violet flame, and indigo purpley colors today. We've got a guided meditation to activate the purple flame. If you would like to participate in that, then feel free to stay and continue to watch here. However, if there is a pile that jumps out at you right away, then find your timestamp for group 1, 2, or 3 in the description box below. That will take you directly to your reading. And then we also have a closing statement because all the readings kind of intertwined and interacted with each other. So there is a 4th timestamp for a closing statement and a collective reading. And if you want to pick by looking at the stones, we've got 3 different amethyst crystals here, just some tumbled amethyst. They are all beautiful and unique in their own sort of way. So if there's one that sort of jumps out at you, either now or during the meditation, then that pile is meant for you. This is number 2. Amethyst is just one of the coolest stones ever, isn't it? This one's a little bit lighter in color, and then it has this big white spot on it, which I wish I could get to focus better, but it's not. Alrighty, so if you've already got your pile selected, then find the timestamp below. If you would like to activate the violet flame before you choose, then we will do that right now. We're going to begin by taking 3 deep breaths together, in through your nose, holding for 3 seconds, and then exhaling through your mouth. Inhale in, hold, 2, 3, exhale through your mouth. Inhale in and hold. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Bring your awareness to the top of your head. And then gaze even higher, about a foot above your head. You'll notice that there is a cloud floating there. It is a little wider than your body, about a foot on each side, and it just is directly hovering above your head. It is purple and sparkly, floating right above your head. And as you gaze at the cloud, it seems to shimmer and sparkle. There are waves of different colors, dark blues, purples that seem to be swirling around inside. And it makes you wonder if it might be filled with water. And sure enough, you start to feel a raindrop fall on your skin. If you were to hold your hand out and catch a drop, you notice that it is purple, sparkly, just like the cloud, and seeps into your skin. The drops suddenly begin to fall quickly, drip, dropping all over your entire body, but there's no escaping it, and it's kind of refreshing and it feels good. So you stand there and gaze up at the cloud, maybe with your eyes closed, and you just allow the water to drip, drop onto your face. Your hair is soaked and saturated now, and the water begins to drip down your neck, down your shoulders. The water rolls and cascades down your arms, the front of your chest, and all the way down your spine. The water cascades, flowing gracefully, refreshingly down your legs, and all the way down to your feet. As you look down at your bare feet, where the water seems to be puddling now, and your feet slowly begin to be covered by the water, and you can hear the drops dripping in the puddle. And as you're listening to the drops and feeling that cleansing release as the water cascades down your body, with every inhale, you feel refreshed and cleansed. With every exhale, you let go and feel renewed. You notice that the drops start to get slower. The rain seems to get lighter, slower, almost to a mist before the rain stops completely. Standing in your purple, shimmery, sparkly puddle, as your skin also seems to iridescently glow a purple hue. It's glowing so brightly that it almost seems that it could ignite into flames with just one spark. Without thinking, you reach in your pocket, find a box of matches, pull out a match, strike it on the side. It ignites into flame, and you drop it into the puddle. The purple rain engulfs into purple flame, igniting and surrounding your entire body in this warming, magical, sparkly violet flame. This violet flame of spiritual protection now surrounds you always. You are intimately connected with the divine. You can safely release any addictions that no longer serve you. Your angels are right here to help you reclaim your true power and protect you from harm. Know and feel that you are receiving and emanating the violet ray of compassion, mercy, and purification, which blesses the entire universe. The violet flame can now be activated whenever you need it. Simply visualize the purple flame surrounding you and engulfing you, burning away any negative energy that is not serving your highest good. When you're ready, bring your attention back down to your feet. Take a deep breath. Send your energy into the ground. Feel connected. Take a deep breath in and open your eyes. Which purple amethyst jumps out at you first? All right, group 1, if you chose this beautiful dark piece of amethyst, then this is your message for the new moon in Pisces for February 2023. We're going to start with your tarot cards. We have the 7 of Cups. The Queen of Cups in reverse. And the Moon also in reverse. So I was getting a couple... I was getting a couple of different messages for this group here, specifically with this Moon card in reverse. This is a really good sign, and I just want to congratulate you if this is something you have already done, or also congratulate you if this is something that you are planning on working on and setting intentions around for this new moon. The moon in reverse is about releasing our fears, letting go of things that have held us back in the past. And I just got the feeling that maybe somebody has just recently done that, or it's what they're working on right now. Then with the Queen of Cups in the center too, I feel like for those of you that have already released this, you kind of feel like you've lost a part of yourself, and this new moon is going to be about transmuting that, integrating this, and putting all the pieces together so that, I feel like maybe some of you are feeling like you're kind of lost, like you've lost part of your identity by releasing this thing because it had been a part of you for so long, and you're kind of like, well, who am I right now? With this Queen of Cups in reverse, it was just feeling like, well, who am I? However, this has brought up a lot of opportunities for you, things that either are just kind of making sense and working out, or things that you never believed were possible before. And this is wonderful because the Pisces new moon is about believing in the impossible, believing that your wildest dreams, your wildest imagination can come to fruition and can actually happen. So I got a few clarifications on these, and we have the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and the Fool in reverse. So what these cards clarified for me for this group is kind of reinforcing what I was saying of how like you kind of feel lost and like you've lost part of your identity and you're not really sure who you are right now. And you're kind of feeling like, or maybe for some of you, like you've never been able to stand on your own 2 feet, like on your own. I think that maybe for some of you, this might have been being on your own for a while. If you've like been within a relationship or with a partner, that I was kind of getting the feeling with this Nine of Pentacles that there may have been some sort of breakup or loss of something. Like maybe it was this loss of this part of yourself that has really left you feeling like you don't have ground to stand on. Like it feels like the floor has been, or the rug has been ripped up from underneath you. And the Fool in reverse is just kind of reinforcing what I was saying of like you're releasing some fear and now you're feeling like you're able to jump in to something new, and like that the possibilities are endless, and you never thought that these things, that you were like worthy of these things, or that these dreams were attainable or achievable. With the Fool in the reverse too, we want to be careful of like trying to do all of the things, like trying to do all of the opportunities, all 7 of these cups, and trying to drink from all of them. So this is like making careless decisions. But I feel like this is brought on because you are not scared of trying new things anymore. But you just want to be careful of not having that not mean trying all of the things. We want to narrow these dreams down, focus on one dream, focus on a big dream and make it big, but not have it be like, well, I'm just going to do everything, because this is about choosing the thing that's best for you and the thing that is the highest good for you and the collective. With the Eight of Swords clarifying this, this Seven of Cups here made me feel like having all of these opportunities and feeling overwhelmed with the possibilities of the Seven of Cups. You want to be wary of not putting yourself in a cage of just like freezing and like not knowing what to do and how to move forward, especially since you're feeling like you've lost your footing, lost your stability. And I think just for this group in particular, this Pisces new moon, maybe you have a lot of water energy in your chart, and sometimes water energy can feel overwhelming, like you're underwater. So it is going to be important for those of you that selected this group to find your grounding, stability, and we'll go more into that with the oracle cards too. But the overall feeling of this reading is that you've done some shadow work, you've released these fears, but now you're kind of feeling like in this limbo place of like your world has been turned upside down and so many things are possible and available to you. So you just want to be scared of not freezing and not jumping into anything that comes your way, because you're like so needing to fill that void so quickly. Your Shaman's Dream card is the Galactic Mushroom. And the Divine Matrix. And the thing, so the important thing message about this is that when we when we think of mushrooms, we think of the fruit that is popping up through the ground. And the significant portion of mushrooms are actually underground. They have this really intricate root system and it's all connected. They're all connected to each other. So the mushroom part is actually just the fruit, whereas the main part of the plant is underground. So there is a lot going on subconsciously for you, and there's a lot that the universe, your guides, are doing behind the scenes. And that's why it's important for you to not jump into things so quickly and allow things to go with the flow and to kind of connect behind the scenes and you not needing to control all of that. There's a lot of things happening underground for you, and that was the important message with this galactic mushroom card, as well as the galactic part, but we'll get into that in a moment. Um, your Oracle of the Hidden Worlds was the Light Priestess, and I would really like to read from the book for this one. I wish you would focus better. And I want to also point out that we have galactic written on both of these cards. And that was really jumping out at me. I feel like you have this connection to galactic beings, if that's the word, since we're using galactic, that's the term we're going to use. You have this starseed connection. So maybe looking into the Galactic Federation or the Galactic Council and really maybe focusing on starseed energy, or maybe you already have. That was just really, really jumping out. And actually the candle that's lit is going crazy right now as I'm saying this. So you have this connection to the other side, to other dimensions, that sort of thing. So before you is a temple. So there's a temple in this image here. It's a gateway to the realm of light, and it's broken. So you can see the one on the left, it's not as complete as this one on the right over here. It is being restored, rebuilt with every moment that you give to your own restoration and well-being. As you do this, likewise, this temple will be restored by the Light Priestess, she who weaves the rays and brings back to us the codes of our origins. All you need to do is focus on the light within and without you. Spend time within the light, the sunlight pouring through your own energetic gateways, the moonlight, healing, cleansing, resembling every cell. The Light Priestess will ensure that you receive the light that will reignite the cosmic fires within you and restore all that seems broken and in despair. She builds the temple of the Spirit, and as you build yours, the temple she safeguards will be repieced until it is once again the gateway for the people of this earth to understand their place in the cosmos. Observe the subtle light all around you. The play of light on water, the reflections off windows, the prisms and lanterns and rays that imbue our world with wonder and messages from the depths of the universe. Allow the planets to connect with you. Re-engage with your starry self, your cosmic being, your eternal essence that is the light from 1,000 stars. You are a temple, and you are restoring the gates between the worlds with every offering you make to your own well-being and to your own spirit. Starborn One, your temple is not broken. It is being rewoven from the 1,000 lights of the faraway worlds you once were a part of. Live this life, but in this moment, remember your origins and the divine path you will take home. This reading had so much energy just like pulsing out of it. Like if you are feeling disconnected, reconnecting to your galactic starseed energy is going to be really important for you this month, and it's going to help rebuild and turn this Queen of Cups upside down or right side up. Our unicorn message is cocoon of white light. Rest in perfect love and understand oneness. At its highest, 12th dimensional frequency, source love is pure white. It is carried by unicorns. When they connect with you, they bring it down to the vibrational level you are ready for, while reminding you that your essence is divine love. When you choose this card, your guidance is to ask your unicorn to place you in a bubble of pure white light. White unicorn love is a pure and powerful healing force. It also soothes, smooths, and strengthens your aura, ensuring that no lower energies can enter and giving you time and space to rest in peace. Being held in perfect love can affect you at the deepest level, for as you rest in it, your consciousness recognizes that everything is love and that your ego sees situations or relationships through distorted lenses. The cocoon of white source light dissolves any feelings you may have of separation and difference, enabling you to merge with the oneness. At a higher spiritual level, you are holding in amenity and trust with everyone to your whole world. This is one of the most important lessons of your journey to enlightenment and ascension. So this card invites you to give yourself as long as you need to merge into love. And your affirmation is, I rest in a cocoon of love. So, Group 1, I cannot stress enough like how much energy I'm feeling by this reading. My whole body feels like it's vibrating, and I'm actually having to like force myself to like slow down and focus on my breathing. Take a deep breath, and I don't know if that's how you are feeling. Like it's this very powerful feeling, but anxious, because I feel like there's so much power surging, and either I or you or both of us like don't know how to calibrate, adjust, or channel this much energy. And that, I think, is going to be the most important thing for you this month and this moon cycle, is to recognize that your self-care or your spirituality is self-care, and you need to create a safe and sacred space for yourself that where you can daily retreat to and rest in a cocoon of love. Because like my hand is like vibrating. Even if that's just like starting out, like setting your intention, starting out every morning, I'm going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Imagine that you're in this bubble of white light, and just really grounding your energy, centering yourself, and allowing this light to purify, transmute, and transmit the messages that you're supposed to receive, because this is so freaking powerful that I feel like you just kind of feel like you're upside down, and you're like overwhelmed. You're like, all this information and energy is downloaded in. And that's the thing with raising consciousness, leveling up, downloading, etc., is like we need to allow it to integrate and to settle. So really make some sort of spiritual practice this month to connect, to breathe, and to integrate. Um, Working with crystals, sitting and holding something like amethyst, which is peaceful, calming, but also going to connect and open your crown chakra. And I think this is going to help you reverse a lot of this energy, to not feel overwhelmed and allow these Pisces dreamy waters to cleanse and clear so that you are able to like channel the information that you're meant to channel. Because this is like, I mean, I'm going to have to take a break after this reading because it is a lot. So let's just close our eyes for a second, take a deep breath. I like to inhale very deeply, hold my breath for 3 seconds, and exhale completely. Inhale again, hold for 3 seconds, and exhale completely. Inhale again, hold for 3 seconds, and exhale completely. So write this little post-it, stick it on your bathroom mirror, stick it on your steering wheel of your car. Remind yourself of this. Say this affirmation: I rest in a cocoon of love. Whatever this release or letting go of something that's made you feel like you've lost a part of yourself or lost your footing or your grounding, know that you are always loved and supported by the divine. You are always safe and protected, and you rest in a cocoon of love. Thank you so much, Group 1. You are so strong and you are so powerful. I want to see you readjust your crown, to refill your cup, and to be the priestess and step into and own your power. Happy new moon. All right, Group 2. If you chose this beautiful amethyst from the center, then this is your reading. I was really drawn to like just like the cracks in it. That's why I chose this one specifically for this group. So we will get into our oracle cards, but first we will start with our tarot. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. It's always funny to get the Hanged Man in reverse, because you're like, wait, he's right side up, but no. Sometimes, like, I think in the past I've accidentally read the Hanged Man in reverse as just the regular Hanged Man, because it's like, I like, it's the Hanged Man, but I don't know, it's just harder to tell that he's upside down. We have another reverse card here, the Five of Wands. And the Two of Cups. So the thing that jumped out at me the most at first is this Five of Wands in reverse. Because when we have the Five of Wands upright, it's not really a positive card. It's conflict, arguments, but like silly, stupid little things. So having this in the center in reverse tells me that you have released something some sort of conflict. Maybe it's an internal conflict, or things that used to bother you and you would get upset and mad or angry or anxious about, like, aren't bothering you anymore. So this is really cool um, to see. However, with the Hanged Man in reverse here, tells me that um, it might be that you're just avoiding these conflicts or using something to distract you from the conflicts. So there's still some work to be done, and we'll get into more what I mean about that with the oracle cards and everything. But with the Two of Cups here, there is this need for a connection to someone or to yourself or to spirit, um, if it's not already happening already. So I got a few clarification cards for these. Um, we had the Three of Cups to clarify the Hanged Man, the Nine of Wands to clarify the Five of Wands, and the Devil to clarify the Two of Cups. So with these cards added on top, and the Hanged Man in reverse with the Three of Cups, this is telling me that, like, you're using something to distract you from the conflicts or from the things that bother you, and you might be numbing out, whether this is with some sort of vice like drugs or alcohol, or um, just using something to totally distract you and take you out of your body and not really being present. That's what's going on there with the Hanged Man. And with the Nine of Wands clarifying the Five of Wands, is that you might not be letting these little things bothering you, but you're kind of like standing on guard still, and kind of like waiting for someone to push the right buttons so that you can, like, unleash. So we've released these conflicts, but not necessarily in a healthy way. And then with the Devil here too, this is really being changed and inhibited by whatever this distraction is. And because the Two of Cups is here, it could be a person, like not being able to forgive or release a person. And so our first oracle card we have here is In the Hand. The universe is your partner. And I really like seeing this with the Two of Cups, because I wasn't really getting like a relationship feeling here. I was feeling like there was this need to connect to spirit and to your higher self, to your inner self, however you want to look at it. Something amazing happens when you contemplate your intimate relationship with your higher power. How do you engage it? Perhaps you might have seen things through the influence of your religious background. Right now, if you imagine relaxing, curled up in the hand of the divine, how does that make you feel? Can you turn over your needs and desires to that divine power and trust that you are safe and secure and don't have to do anything at all to feel that way? Grace is activated now in your life. You're in good hands. Your work, family, relationships, home, everything. You've done all you can, so now is the time to rest and recharge instead of producing, doing, acting, strategizing. A hot tea, a good book, and a soft blanket are in order. And I love this message for a new moon, because this is what we are supposed to do on a new moon, is to just pause and rest and be still. And we are also in a liminal dance, delicacy, fragility, and transience. So there is this transition here for you, but I'm not really sure if you're aware of it. I feel like you are ignoring the change and the transition that you've made. Like, for some reason, you're overlooking it and not giving yourself credit. Amidst the standing stones of the ancient ones, within which lie codes to recall and remember who we are, dance the wee folk, whose dance re-energizes and protects these great stones. Their delicacy and their fragility cannot be denied, but nor can their strength and their power, as these unseen beings move around and about in forgotten pathways, weaving to life the land beneath their feet, ensuring the memories within the stones do not die, but connect again and again to those who open up to their timeless messages. For you, dear friend, it is time to remember that within the forgotten places lie the things you too once knew, and you have powers within you arising, ready to be embraced. You are a being of delicate and mysterious as the fairy, as eternal as the stones, and if you simply begin to remember, you will recall all that is. The simple acts of remembering, of standing stones, of knowing there is more to this world than you can be dreamt of, will remind you of the eternal dance. You too have within you delicate powers, and at times you too are fragile. There is a transience to our bodies, as they will not be the cloak of our souls forever. Be within this impermanence lies great strength and beauty too. Dance the steps. Take time to remember, and let the in-between places within you come back to life once again. Your every step has magic in it. Do not despair. Walk and dance with intent, and let the shape of your days be created with your will. I feel like you have forgotten your power. You are maybe stuck in the daily grind and you're forgetting who you are and that you are strong. You still have more fight left in you, more life left in you, more power, but you're just like chained to something. I think maybe it's just that this is for more than one person. So maybe for some of you, it's a person that you're chained to. Maybe for some of you, it's a job that you're chained to. Maybe for some of you, it is a vice like drugs or alcohol or some sort of distraction of just like not being present in your life. But you're being asked to reconnect again. Trust and allow that you are being safe and protected and in the hands of God, and that things are happening beneath our feet, behind the scenes, that we are just not really aware of, but it is happening if you allow yourself to reconnect and tap into those ley lines. Our last card here is Uncord Relationships. Let go. Forgiveness is freedom. Your unicorn loves you with a high, pure love. These perfect beings cannot comprehend the attachments that we make on earth, but have enormous compassion for us all and will help us to let go of any that are holding us back. So I think there's just that all of this devil attachment is different for everybody, but you're really being asked to connect to spirit, to ask for help, to trust that you can reconnect anytime. There are these solid structures that connect us, and they will never go away. The connection that we have to spirit will never ever disappear. It is set in stone. It's solid as a rock. We just have to remember and allow and open and embrace it to come back. Unconditional love does not form binding cords, so you can never lose true love. Your guidance is to scan back through the years for anyone, dead or alive, who may still be influencing you. Then ask your unicorn to set yourself free. So any lower emotions that you are harboring against someone, this past conflict, this Five of Wands conflict here, you're not letting it bother you anymore, but it's still there, like lingering and underlying. Any lower emotions that you are harboring against someone may be perfectly justified when examined from the limitations and ego beliefs of this lifetime. However, your guidance is to release them now. Consider how you could have attracted that person's behavior. What might have occurred in other lifetimes? Are they teaching you something important in this one? So by not forgiving the past, releasing the past, and just kind of stuffing it down and ignoring it, it's only hurting you, and it's only going to come back to haunt you, and it's just going to keep resurfacing, rebubbling. So it's interesting that we are having this remind that the only true connection that you will have forever and ever and ever is to source, to love, and to yourself. But you've kind of made an unconscious decision of staying connected and chained to these past things, and you're being reminded that you have the power to release them, and you are free to be yourself. It might be that you identify a lot with this and feel like you might be losing yourself by releasing this, but that's the thing about integration and transmutation, is that we're like merging all of those aspects of ourselves, all of those lifetimes, all of those past things. We're merging them together and not holding on to the negative. By releasing the negative, we're able to grab onto the light and the lesson from that thing, and then get reconnected to spirit and to your true path and to your authentic self. So group 2, your intentions are recognizing that you can release the past, forgive the past, allow for grace and acceptance, and trust that you are being loved, supported, and guided by spirit. You are free to be yourself, and forgiveness is freedom. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you have a happy new moon. Use this Pisces energy to cleanse and clear from the past. Remember, this is a water moon, so we're releasing, cleansing, and dreaming big and dreaming big. So stay tuned for the end of this video if you would like to see how all of these readings connect to each other for a little mini collective reading at the end. You can find that timestamp in the description below too. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the other side of the looking glass. Alrighty, group 3, if you chose this amethyst with the white spot on it, I'm going to guess it's howlite. I mean, it looks like white howlite, which is not going to focus good. But I'm not really sure. It might just be a very white quartz. But if you chose this amethyst, then this is your reading for the new moon in Pisces for February 2023. I have to say that your group and group 1 was like very powerful energy and messages coming through. And in particular for this group, my head was just tingling and itching like crazy when I was doing this reading. So your first card is the 7 of Cups. And the 5 of Cups, but it's coming to us in reverse. And the Sun card. So lots of water energy for this group so far. And the thing that was jumping out the most to me was the 5 of Cups in the center here. And I think that this is telling me that you have released some sort of grief, sadness, like something that like really deep resentment. You have released or are in the process and should be setting intentions around releasing. But I feel like because it's already showing up here in reverse, I feel like you've already done it or you're in the process of doing it. And you are also being presented with a lot of opportunities, and I was getting the sense that you're feeling overwhelmed with stuff. But first of all, congratulate yourself on releasing this thing, because you are on your way to happiness. I just got a few clarification cards here. To clarify the Seven of Cups, we have the Fool in reverse. And what this is saying to me is that you might be jumping into too many things too quickly, almost maybe in a sense of like running away from whatever this was. You're like, okay, I'm done with that. Let's go on to something else. And it's the Fool in reverse. You're jumping into either too many things all at once or not necessarily the right thing. So maybe slow down and take some consideration into which thing you're jumping into next, and really figure out what thing makes you happy, because that's what the Sun card's doing here. Clarifying the Five of Cups, we ended up with the Eight of Cups, which is kind of interesting because the Eight of Cups is upright, is walking away from something. And with it in reverse, it's either you're refusing to walk away, not knowing when to walk away. But I was kind of getting the sense that it was like you needed to stay where you were, like you were standing your ground, and the other person or the situation needed to leave. Like I feel like maybe you were right in the sense of like staying. And it's interesting because we also have the Tower as a clarifier here, and I feel like this was like you rightly being like, no, I am not giving up, standing your ground. And you were like, I am fully aware that this all needs to crumble down around me. This all needs to be restructured and rebuilt. But it was by you standing your ground and allowing everything to crumble around you is what like got you to release this Five of Cups in the center here. Where do we want to start? Let's start with the Shaman's Dream. We have the Covenant, sacred contract here. Actually, I'm going to flip over all of the oracle cards because they were all very intricately connected. We also have the gift, present, honoring, and offering. And then we also have the magical crystal cave. Switch on your inner light, bring forward your gifts. What all of these were saying to me is that, and then we have an affirmation that goes with the unicorn card that we'll talk about at the end. I was getting like a very specific message, and along with the tingling and itching in the head, like you are a very powerful person, very psychic, intuitive, gifted. And I think that in the past, maybe you have kind of resented your gifts and maybe kind of seen them as more of a disability than an ability. And I think this all comes back to the Seven of Cups here, is that I think that being so psychically attuned, it's overwhelming, and sometimes it's scary. Sometimes there's ghosts or monsters, or not all of it is good things. And or maybe you're like a very sensitive person, a very strong empath, and you've kind of resented it and maybe just been overwhelmed, not know what to do with it. And I think maybe finally you have decided to release those fears and that resentment with the Five of Cups in the center here. And now you're ready to commit. This is what the covenant, sacred contract, brings up. It's also interesting that this is a 7 and we have the 7 of Cups here too. And I think you're present and honoring and ready to commit to developing and recognizing your psychic gifts and recognizing that they are going to lead you to happiness too. So the covenant says you are being invited now by the universe to enter into a sacred contract. The covenant card may also be a call to recognize that an ancient agreement you made with spirit needs to be renewed or canceled and torn up. It is an opportunity showing up right now that is full of promise, but you are unable to sign and seal the deal and commit to it. The reason is that it needs to be elevated to a sacred covenant. A covenant must be founded on the truth, not your truth or his truth or her truth, but a greater truth that takes the destiny of all into account. The covenant is not only about your agenda, it's about the greater collective's agenda. And I think that you are just you're finally ready. And Pisces new moon is going to help you connect to that energy too, connect to your psychic gifts and allow for that flow of that water instead of it being overwhelming and overpowering. There are times in this life when you know you have been given a great gift. It can be a life-changing moment, one in which you feel suddenly that all has changed and what once was can never be the same again. There is a sacred trust being placed in you by the beings of the hidden worlds. They ask you to be their emissary on this planet. Know, amidst the ordinary moments of your lives, that within these too lie the sacred. It is the intent which we bring to those moments that demonstrates whether all we do is an offering and is made sacred, or if it is simply in the domain of the mundane. Dear one, we come to you now and ask you to receive this gift. We ask you to know you are a chosen one, to take the gift and preserve what is sacred in the moments great and small of your life. Once accepted, life will change and you will change too in ways that will quench the deep thirst of your soul. It is now my time to receive. I accept the gifts of the hidden worlds gladly and with an open heart. It's also interesting. This was our collective card last week, I think it was. And last but not least, our beautiful magical unicorn message. The magical crystal cave is where the sacred mysteries of the unicorns are found. This wondrous place is halfway up the spiritual mountain, and this card is an invitation. You have received 3 invitations so far. Your guidance is to ask your unicorn to help you bring forward more of your soul light for you to use in this lifetime. And the affirmation with this card is my inner light shines. So write this on a Post-it, stick it on your bathroom mirror, stick it on your steering wheel in your car, stick it on the back of your phone or have it on your phone so that you are always reminded of it. You have been given this gift. It is just like, I don't even know what else to say about this because it just feels so clear and obvious. Like, your road to happiness is through this cave of wonders and this cave of wonders and signing this contract with spirit, with the divine for your highest good and for your happiness. I think you're ready, and I think you might have to be wary that this Pisces moon might bring up more of this overwhelm. So find the practices and set intentions around grounding yourself, channeling and a flow, allowing that water and psychic energy to flow and not overwhelm you, because this is overwhelmingly obvious that this is your path, this is your message. You are connected, gifted, and it hasn't made you happy in the past, but it's going to. It's overcoming, allowing these channels to flow and open. Like I can't stop seeing channel, and it's like my head was tingly. Like when you feel this tingly message, like put your feet on the ground, connect to the earth, and like allow that energy to flow through you so it's not like overwhelming you all the time. This is your affirmation for this new moon. My inner light shines. Ask for help from your guides. Find that key. Unlock the door. You are like right there. You're right there. You already got it. Stay tuned. Immediately following this reading, we're going to do a collective reading, kind of how they all interacted, and it's really interesting now that we've done the third one. It's really interesting how they've all interacted together. So stay tuned if you're interested, and if not, I hope you have a happy new moon. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, you're gonna have to excuse the background noises because apparently if I am recording, that means it's time for the cats to go crazy. So I hope you enjoyed that violet flame meditation, and I hope that it didn't, that the cats weren't too crazy. I wanted to pull out these cards. We weren't using these decks for the pick a cards today, but I wanted to pull these out because the violet flame has been coming up a lot and amethyst has been coming up a lot, and we're using amethyst today, so I just wanted to read these messages for everybody. The violet flame of spiritual protection surrounds you always. You are intimately connected with the divine. You can safely release any addictions that no longer serve you. Your angels are right here to help you reclaim your true power and protect you from harm. Know and feel that you are receiving and emanating the violet ray of compassion, mercy, and purification, which blesses the entire universe. This is focusing on the crown chakra, and the crystal is amethyst. That's why we focused on amethyst today. And this was part of the violet flame meditation as well. And the message: amethyst is a violet ray gem that brings divine energies of protection, mercy, love, forgiveness, freedom, and transformation. This stone resonates with the crown chakra and opens you to divine wisdom and spiritual evolution. Amethyst is your ally in releasing energetic blockages, disturbances to restore balance, well-being, and peace of mind. The affirmation is, I am divinely connected to source. I think that even though I usually focus on affirmations for Gemini moons, but I'm really feeling like we're going to be needing this like constant reassurance within the next moon cycle, because I think that this is a very spiritually connected and aligned moon, because of Pisces and Neptune and all of those subconscious energies, spiritual energy. A lot of times we associate water signs and energy with emotions, but sometimes we forget about the spirituality part. And while I do think things are going to be emotional around this new moon, I think it's going to be important to come back to our connection to spirituality, a reminder that we can protect ourselves. We can ignite the violet flame with surrounding us. We can say no to negative energies. We can take time out for self-care and spirituality connection. And I just think that's a really important thing for this new moon. So amethyst is just such a beautiful crystal to work with. I'll probably do a deep dive video on amethyst, but I feel like it's a lot of people's first crystals that they've ever worked with. I know it was for me. I think most kids are like, what? I mean, it's easy to find. When I was a kid, they had them in these, like at the mall, like in this, I mean, they do have crystals at the mall now, but when I was a kid, you had to go to like the science store to get your crystals. And I don't know, that's that's just, I feel like amethyst is a crystal that everyone has worked with at some point in time in their life. So the biggest thing that jumped out at me, we didn't have a lot of similar cards this time around, which a lot of times we do, but the thing that jumped out at me the most, I want to recognize that I think that we've all been doing the work, and I think that it's working, that we're doing that shadow work, we're recognizing the negative aspects of ourselves, we're releasing it, we're saying goodbye to situations and people that aren't serving us. Like, even, and can we just acknowledge how effing crazy the world is right now? And I haven't, while I've had my moments of freakouts and breakdowns, they're not so overwhelming that I succumb to this pit of despair, which is very common for me. I usually, once I get to this low energy, especially around new moons, um, I struggle to get myself out of it. And to be honest, it takes me like a week or two to get back get back to like pull myself out of this dark hole. And the reason I'm saying that I'm seeing this reflected in all of the readings was that, let me get the order correct. So the first group had the moon in reverse, and this is literally releasing fears. So that group was releasing fears. The second group was releasing conflict with a negative with a reversed 5 of Wands. And the third group had a reversed 5 of Cups, which this is releasing really difficult emotions like grief or resentment. So, like, can we just say, hey, congratulations, everybody? Because these fear, conflict, and grief and resentment is the most difficult things to let go of, to overcome, to find that light at the end of the tunnel of, like, hello, this is incredible. This is so incredible. The other thing that jumped out at me, so the collective reading is going to be, hey, yay, congratulations on releasing all of this negative energy. Like, literally. That's what all three groups had in common. And there was also this underlying realization that, hey, by taking care of myself, I can be happy. By releasing all of this stuff, I can be happy. By acknowledging this negative energy, this shadow side of myself, integrating it, healing it, doing whatever it is that you need to do to handle this, deal with this, and not stuffing it down and hiding it, that's self-care. That's taking care of you. That's filling your cup first without judging other people for having the same exact conflict, fear, problem, etc. And recognizing that, like, hey, it's okay to put my happiness first. It's okay to put my self-care first. And that was like the overall collective message. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. How much did you love the unicorn messages? Because that's my new favorite deck. Everybody had really good affirmations, and I really think that coming back to affirmations is going to be really important for this moon cycle. I think I said that earlier. Where's my other unicorn? Here's my other unicorn. So I rest in a cocoon of love. My inner light shines, and I am free to be myself. These are like the big positive messages for everyone here. On top of this rest in a cocoon of love and this idea of this card represented in the hand, like recognizing that The universe always has you, like has your back, is holding you, is supporting you, is loving you, is caring for you. And you are fully capable. That's why we did the violet flame meditation today, because whether it's the violet flame that works for you, the shield of light that works for you, the hand is literally holding you, supporting you, or the cocoon, whatever visualization mechanism, coping thing works for you, of allowing yourself that sacred pause and that moment of cleansing and releasing, shielding, protecting, whatever your spiritual defense mechanism is going to be important this moon cycle, and to be doing that regularly. This isn't like once a month I think I picked up some bad juju at the grocery store, so I need to like cleanse and release, or like, and this isn't about just going to a spiritual person to have this done for you. This is about implementing these practices into your daily life for everybody. Like, the consciousness of the planet is elevating and lifting and rising, and we have to cleanse and release the lower vibrations when we encounter them on a regular basis, on a daily basis, or we're just going to get stuck down there. So if you want to continue to level up, to raise your vibe, to get to a higher level, dimension, whatever you want to call it, we have to regularly cleanse, clear, shield, and protect our energy on a daily basis, multiple times a day if you're feeling like you really need it. Like, we need to implement a spiritual practice to stay connected more frequently and more regularly for everybody. But still understand, not getting overwhelmed by that. Like, this is just going to be like brushing your teeth. This isn't like, oh, I have to do this whole big ritual. This is like, I have done these 3 things so many times that like cleanse, clear, shield, protect. Like, it's just going to be like, like that, like that's it. Like, when we do things regularly and they become a part of our daily lives, like, do you even recognize that when you're brushing your teeth? Like, this is just going to be a regular thing. Like, putting on your shoes in the morning is you put on your shield for the day. Like, that's going to be the norm. That's the new normal, okay? The other thing is remembering that you can always reconnect, to love yourself unconditionally. Do not judge yourself just because you accidentally created some conflict. There was some drama, or some fears bubbled up, or your grief snuck up on you again. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if these things come up. It doesn't mean that you will never get connected again. It doesn't mean that you're not a spiritual person. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Like, these things are going to come up, but we can easily flip them right back upside down again by doing our regular spiritual practices and reconnecting. So not feeling guilty, stop judging yourself for whenever these negative things happen. You're human. You came here to be human. If we were meant to be light beings and soul bodies all the time, we'd still be up there. We'd still be in spirit. We'd still be in the one. We came down here to experience these things. We came down here to experience and to learn the lessons and to elevate humanity. So don't feel guilty about it. Don't beat yourself up about it. You slipped off, so pick back up where you left off, whatever that thing that's going to reconnect you. So for all of us, I think it would be good to just have some sort of practice. Write down in your journal, when I feel disconnected, I'm going to put my feet on the ground, stretch my hands up in the air, take 3 deep breaths, and reconnect, reshield, and protect. Like, have that be just like something, like some routine, some exercise routine, spiritual exercise routine that you do regularly. Because and stop feeling guilty about it. Stop it. Stop feeling guilty. Stop beating yourself up. There was one group in particular that needed to seriously write this down, dedicate, and commit. And the other message with this mushroom, galactic mushroom, is I said this in, I think it was the first, whatever group had this card, but this was kind of lingering throughout, which I think is the beautiful message of the mushroom, is that the mushroom is simply the fruit that comes up through the ground, and the actual plant, I guess you could say, of the mushroom is really underground. There's this whole underground network matrix, I think is what it says on here, of all of those fruit, all those little mushroomies are all connected together. And I think that message came up again with this. Okay, so we lost the last part of the message here about the galactic mushroom. So I was getting into some conspiracy theories, so I think maybe we actually accidentally got cut off. So these three messages here. Well, first, the message with the galactic mushroom is that the mushroom part of the mushroom, like the part that we see above ground, is the fruit of the mushroom. And I mentioned this in the group that, so this is repetitive for that group, but the actual plant or the main structure of the mushroom is actually underground, and they are all connected to each other. And the part that we see above ground is simply the fruit. And this message with the liminal dance and the monolith here is that the monoliths are built on the ley lines of the earth, and so in a sense they are also all connected underground. And I think it was in the hand of the universe was understanding that like we are all connected. Like there are things happening on a subconscious level that I think we don't even know, that we are all connected, and all of us, our spiritual people, are these like beacons that are shining above ground. So to continue to shine your light, because that underground network and divine matrix is what this particular card called it, is all intertwined and all interconnected. And just remember that we are all connected in some way, shape, or form. So to keep shining your light, to keep reconnecting to your spirituality, and have that be just like brushing your teeth in the morning. Connect to your spirituality every day. Reconnect if you need to all the time. This is going to be like the new normal of, we're raising the vibration of the planet, of humanity, and we have to continue to elevate that and lift that up. I think we lost some messages, but that's all I'm going to say for now. So I hope you have a happy new moon. Be kind and gentle to yourself. If you are feeling emotional, allow yourself to experience that emotion, but then flip the switch. Focus on the positive. Focus on the light. You're allowed your little snippet of darkness, but we're going to switch gears and increase the light. Yep, that's it. Have a happy new moon.